Number one, how I think about a dollar. It is no longer a dollar to spend, it is a dollar to save. And changing my relationship with money on this journey of minimalism has been so transformational that I came up with a very easy 18 spending habit changes to share with you in this video. Welcome to the channel. My name is Erica Lucas. I am a minimalist on a journey to live with less. Number two, budgeting. I did not do it before. I kind of did it. I knew how much was coming in and bills that had to be paid, but I didn't actually budget to spend. I want to talk about Shannon Torrens. She's a friend of mine here on YouTube. Please go check out her channel. She is also creating a video about spending habits as a result of minimalism. She and I are collaborating on this video. She came up with some tips and habit changes of her own that she's sharing in a video, and I will link her below. Please go and watch it. She is great. She is a minimalist who has been decluttering for years, and in her videos, they are so inspirational with how she is a real life minimalist and mom and how she gets it done and lives with less. And she shares great advice on decluttering. So please go check her out. Number three, wait 30 hours to buy something that is $30 or more. Sounds like a ridiculous rule in minimalism, but it really protects me in my Amazon cart and my Target cart, which I do on my phone because I don't go into stores anymore. If it's $30 or more, I have to wait 30 hours. Usually after a night's sleep, whatever was in my cart really isn't all that important. It's just something I wanted and money that I didn't need to spend. And after 30 hours, the need is still there, and I am far more comfortable spending the money without regret. Number four, the $20 or less rule. If I can replace it for $20 or less, to not worry so much about letting go of it. If it is that disposable and can be easily replaced and inexpensively replaced down the line, if we really, really need it, then I'm not going to beat myself up about letting it go. I have adjusted my spending habits in that way to say, do I want to spend the $20 for this item? Number five, replacements and alternatives. I now ask myself all the time, do I have something else that will work instead? Is there something I could use to replace the function of the item that broke or is gone or is whatever? And asking myself that, oftentimes the answer is yes. For instance, I used a 1 cup measure as our soup ladle for about 10 months before my husband said we could really use a soup ladle at the table instead of using a 1 cup measure. And you know what, he's right. And you can get those at the dollar store, or you can get one from Amazon or Target or wherever for $20 or less. Number six, setting financial goals. This was not something we really did in our marriage other than saying we should be paying off debt. We should be working towards paying off debt. But we never set it as a goal to say, we are going to pay this card next and we are going to double down our payments on this one. And setting those goals to get out of debt, to have savings, to be investors. Number seven, stop impulse buying. Ooh, this is a hard one. I still work to curb this one. At the checkout at the grocery store, if there's like a magazine that I think I might want to read, or, the Target dollar spot really sucks you in with that impulse buying, where I went with intention and I shop purposefully, which is number 8. Shop purposefully. Now, that's a spending habit that I did not do before, where we need something and I am shopping for that item. There's a science behind retail therapy, and there's a science to the construction and the layout of stores. It is designed for you to spend money. 9 and 10 go together. Putting a hyper laser focus on getting out of debt and then making sure our habits support us staying out of debt. And we've paid off 4 credit cards or loans and we're down to 1. It's a car loan at 3%. So not a big deal, pretty common debt in the United States. And we are working to get rid of that debt now. Not using the credit card took some time. It was a fallback for me because I used the credit card for things like sports and groceries and clothes and whatever. It was my fallback to make sure we had enough cash in our checking account. But now with the budgeting, our habits can change so that we are not using the credit cards and we continue to stay debt-free when we're done. Number 11 was to prioritize our emergency savings. We had $3 a year ago. there's almost a little bit of shame that comes along with that admission, where we were in our 40s with 3 kids with a suitable income, a respectable income, and we had $3 in savings. Emergencies went on the credit card. You don't go through life without the need for an emergency spending, be it on your credit card or your savings account. But now we prioritized our emergency savings and have been prioritizing it for a year, and it has grown past our goal. And it's so comforting to have that cushion when you need it. A month and a half ago, the dog had a stick stuck in his jaw. I couldn't get it out, and we had to go to the emergency vet at 8 o'clock at night to get it out. I mean, I couldn't wait for the vet to open the next morning for a cheaper option. So at the emergency vet, and we got to use the emergency savings, and it was such a comfort to not have to worry about, do I have enough room on the credit card? How are we going to pay for this and groceries? I didn't have to worry about that. The emergency savings was there in an emergency. And that feeling, that emotion, that strength that comes with that is so cementing with all of these habit changes in the way that I spend money. Number 12, I follow responsible, logical financial advice for families and regular people. So Dave Ramsey, he's huge, of course. We had no savings and lots of debt. And following those baby steps in a way that worked for us has dug us out of that hole and created a savings. Another channel I really like is The Organized Money. She has really great budgeting programs, weekly videos, so I'll leave her link below. Another channel I like is One Big Happy Life, also family oriented, and they focus on how to build your net worth, how to have assets, how to budget, how to properly use credit. Number 13, celebrate the healthy financial changes that we've made. So when we pay off a credit card, we celebrate. We don't celebrate by spending money, but we celebrate with each other. We congratulate each other. We acknowledge the effort that we put in to do that. Another way we celebrate is when we choose to protect the savings instead of spend the savings. But things come up where you're like, ooh, we could own that, we could buy that, we have the money to do that. And we have to really give it a lot of time and say, no, this is not how we're going to spend the money. This is not how we need to spend the money. That is not a long-term play. That is not something that's going to give us anything back. It's just some expensive toy that we want. And we choose to not buy it by protecting the savings. Number 14 kind of came to us in the last few months, and it's teaching the kids how to save versus spend, and teaching them to just make those decisions. So we give out bonus points in our house and for doing something extra. If you clean up somebody else's mess, you get a bonus point. If you do something helpful for the family without being asked, you get a bonus point. After 10 bonus points, you can cash it in for $5, or you can cash it in for 10 minutes on the iPad. And they have to choose to spend it in one of those two ways. Or if they save another 10 to equal 20, they will get $12 instead of $10. Or they will get 25 minutes of an iPad instead of 20. So by saving more, they get more of a reward. And we're teaching them that. And we also don't give them money to spend. They earn money. My son wants a Lego set, and he asks, Mommy, how can I earn $1 today? And he can earn his money. So we're teaching them the value of that. Minimalists still buy stuff. We still shop, but I just shop smarter and shop more purposefully. Some examples now that I'm considering are sustainable clothing purchases. So instead of buying a $10 shirt from Target, I am considering a more sustainable fabric made from ethical practices that will last longer. It's going to be more expensive, but it's an investment in my wardrobe. It's different. Another way that I shop purposefully is to not sign up for sale emails. I had to unsubscribe from a good number of companies that send sale emails all the time. It's too tempting. I just eliminated that from my life. I'm shopping for what I need. Number 17 was to monitor subscriptions. We just did a reevaluation of our cable expenses. We have 8 different things that we pay for to have television, which is ridiculous, but it was less than $150 a month collectively. And we're comfortable with that because what we get from each of those 8 we want and we watch regularly. It's time that my husband and I had to have together. It's stuff for movie night with the kids. So we're comfortable with that current investment, but monitoring those subscriptions was a spending habit change. We never paid attention to the things we signed up for before. Number 18 is to track every single dollar. This was the game changer for me. When I started paying attention to literally every single dollar that came in or went out, I was so surprised at how we were hemorrhaging money. And when you start paying attention to that, you start to become aware of the value of every single dollar as a future savings. Resetting my relationship with money did not happen overnight. I have been on this minimalist journey since September 2019. These are lessons that I have been learning and living since then. I'm sharing them with you. Maybe you'll find them inspirational, little tweaks that you can do in your own life. But minimalism has been this trunk of a tree, and from it so many branches have sprouted. My relationship with money has changed. My relationship with the earth, with my husband, with God, with my children, with how I want to live my life, slow living, and just all these things that have become way more important to me than how I was spending my time before. And minimalism was the foundation for that, and the foundation for me to make all these spending habit changes as a way of putting those big shifts in place to set us up for that long-term trajectory that we want to have for ourselves. Thanks for watching this video. Please click subscribe and join our family here on YouTube. Thanks for watching.